Can anyone hear the voice?
Yes, yes.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Actually, he's left. He's left. Maybe he's facing network issue.
Okay, okay.
Shamir is not there.
Sorry guys, got disconnected due to some network issue. Sorry. Okay. Hello, I'm audible now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm audible now. Yeah, so got disconnected due to some this thing, network issue. Okay, so now guys, okay, we were just a minute. So just a minute. I'm just looking out for this. I don't have this host rights. Just a minute. Let me call the people to provide me the host right, because once
Because you can provide a host rights to Shamir. Might be what is the host.
I'm audible, guys. Please tell me, I'm audible.
Yes.
Now guys, see here. So we have, what is that? We were discussing about the calculations. 100 into 10 is what is 1000. 200 into 5 is what? 1000. 500 into 2 what? Again, tell me now guys. 1000. Now tell me guys. You have one totally. Calculate the sum here. What is the sum? Can you tell me the sum, guys? The sum of these three is what? Yes, guys, the sum of these three is what? It is 3000. So I can say that. Can I say that here? Can you see? 3000 is the net sales amount. Am I right, guys? Am I right, everyone? So this you are doing it under the process of transformation. Now, it is done for the 21st day. What about the 22nd day? Guys, can you tell me? Please come out, all of you. Help me out in this. Yes, guys. Tell me now, for the 22nd day, 200 into 10 means what? 200 into 10 means what, guys? Tell me now. 2000. 300 into 5 means what, guys? Tell me now.
1500.
Yes? Huh?
1500.
Very good. 1000 into 2 means what?
2000.
Very good. So now calculate the sum now.
5500.
Very good. So now, guys, 5500. $5,500. Now, guys, this is the net sales amount. Now, guys, this process is called as a transformation process. It's done now. Finally, you will be loading. Where you will be loading the data, guys? Tell me now. Finally, you will be loading the data into the target. So how will I load the data? I will load the data like this. See here, I'm loading the data. So net sales amount underscore sales underscore amount. Net sales amount is what, guys? Tell me now. Net sales amount is what? 3000. And now for which date it is? So I'm declaring one more column here. Oh yes, that is date of sales. Date of sales is, I'm using it as 21/11/2022. And then we have, what is that, guys? Tell me now. 5500, and it is on 22nd/11/2022. Now, guys, this particular thing, that is nothing but called as output. Now, can you see here? This entire thing, what you have done, guys? Can you see this entire thing? What we have done? We have transformed this much data. Can you see here? This much data of two tables I have transformed into one table and in the summarized manner. So this data, you can report it to the customer, stating that this is the difference of sales between 21st and 22nd day of November 2022. Am I right, guys? Everyone? This process is called as the process of what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. And this is done by using the Azure Databricks here. By using, what is that? Azure Databricks. It is done by the process called what? Using the service called what? Azure Databricks, where extraction, transformation, and loading of data is done by the Azure Databricks. Clear, all of you now? Now, as a part of this course, guys, we are going to see this Azure Databricks. Okay, Azure Databricks, and the total duration of this course will be 60 hours. Okay, 60 hours, but it will be, we are quoting it as 60, but it will go beyond the 60 hours because we have many live scenarios we are going to look into. Okay, and that's the thing, we have it. And we are going to start the classes from tomorrow, the same 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, guys, 10:15 in the morning. That's the timings we have it. 10:15 to around 11:30. Every day you will have 1 hour 15 minutes class, 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes class. And next, after this, guys, when it comes to this, the classes after this, even the resume planning and everything will be given to you as a support. Okay, and contents brochure, you can check it. Okay, Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks both are used for the same process, but Azure Databricks, here you can use the it is called as CUI, that is called as character user interface, where you need to use different languages: Python, Scala, R, and SQL. These are the 4 languages used in the bricks, Azure Databricks. Whereas in the Azure Data Factory, it is totally a menu driven. It is totally a menu driven. Both performs the same job. Both performs the same job, but this is a menu driven, and this is a that is nothing but the code based. You have it. Okay, so that's it about this thing. And every day we will have the class 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, and Saturday, Monday to Saturday, Friday you will have the classes. So generally Saturdays and Sundays I don't take the classes. If it is required to cover up the portion, then we will continue on Saturdays, guys. That's the only thing we have. Okay. So now you can ask me any questions if you have. Please go ahead.
Sir, like I just wanted to know, there is coding part is there in the curriculum, so we need to learn coding as well.
Yes, of course. Coding means whichever it is required, we will discuss it in the class itself. As such, separately, you need not learn the coding somewhere going outside. Okay. So what is that? I will explain you. That will be easy only, not so tough enough for people, what the people think. Okay. So we will be seeing here the coding in 4 different languages. See, there is SQL, Python, R, and Scala. I'll write the coding. Yeah.
Sir, like what is PySpark that I'm hearing a lot about?
See, PySpark is basically Python and Spark together. It is called as Spark, PySpark. PySpark.
Okay. Okay. Do we need to learn that also for ADB?
Yes, of course. I will teach you that PySpark also. I'll teach.
Okay. 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 Thanks, sir.
That's thank you. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, this is a duration, sir.
Duration would be 60 hours.
Okay. Okay.
60 hours.
Azure Data Factory.
Huh?
Is it required to learn both Azure Data Factory and Azure Database
It
for
basically
industries?
there is see guys, there is no connection between Azure Data Factory and database. If you learn it, that is up to you. If you don't learn it, then also no problem. You can get the job individually on Azure Databricks as well as on the Data Factory. These are two different services you have it. Okay.
Sir, if there any deployment process are you explaining, sir? Deployment processing.
Yes, of course, deployment process we will see now anyways. Without the this is all a technical subject.
Yes, sir. So ADF also there, right? ADF and ADB. Okay, deployment process is required. That finally classes over, right?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Sir,
yes.
is
We
there
will
any
see that
combined
deployment.
batch for both Databricks and Data Factory? Is there any combined batch? I mean,
See, you will have Data Factory batch is morning 7 a.m. started today itself along with you, and Databricks is this time. Combined batches means these are two different services, so I teach them differently.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Combinedly we'll see a type of a project anyways. A case study you can say, not exactly the project, case study I can see. See, basically, when it comes to the data, someone is typing. So what is that? Monitor, optimize data storage, data processing. All this is covered, guys. And whatever the training we are going to look into, it is basically okay. More than enough to write a certification also. Certification for ADB whenever you want to write it. Okay, this is enough. So as a part of even the that is nothing but everyday videos will be provided to you. That's it.
sir,
Any other questions if you have? You can.
any batch for the evening?
Huh?
Any batch for the evening?
Right now, no, there is no batch in the evening. So morning batches only we have it. It's there, one batch is there, but it's already started 12 to 14 days back, it has started already. Yeah, 12 classes is already done with that.
Samit sir, ADB and ADF both are providing Azure, right? Microsoft. What is the main difference between ADB and ADF?
Basically, the ADF, what they are using is, if there is a project in where you are going to use the ADF and ADB both, the ADF is used for data ingestion process. Up to only data ingestion process only, the ADF they are using it. Further, after the data ingestion of the data, ingestion, that means insertion of the data. Okay, once the data is inserted, the data picking up the data from there and preparing or moving the data into Delta Lake and then performing the visualization. For all this process, we are using the ADB only.
Okay, got it.
Yes, any other questions, guys? Okay,
Sir,
that's it, guys.
Any specific software we have to download for this?
No software is required. No software is required. No licenses is required. Simple, very subscription. I'll tell you. I'll show you. You have to subscribe that. That's it. No software, no piracy, nothing is there. No piracy,
yeah,
no
but it is asking some card, yeah, credit card number asking.
Yeah, credit card, obviously. That is for free subscription. It will take you, it will charge some 2 rupees from a credit card, and the free subscription will be valid for 30 days. Okay. And after that, you have to go for pay as you go model. That pay as you go model will not cost you, if you based on your usage only. It is just like pay as you go, means it will not charge you more than 700 to 800 for an individual. So okay, because we are working on, because we are working on an type of an organization. Then even I'm taking multiple batches. Even then, I'm not getting the bill more than 2,000 rupees per month, 2,000 to 2,500. But there is a technique for saving this. That is nothing but how to save the cost and all. I will that is anyways tell you those techniques. So if you follow that, that's not a problem for you to make out. That's the thing.
Yeah, can you providing that license code in per practice purpose? Yeah, can you provide license account? Sorry, can you providing account so for a practice purpose?
Account, you can take it. It's not me to provide you. You can take it directly. I'll show you the way how to create account, everything I'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, guys, any other questions? Okay, guys, thank you. Then we'll meet tomorrow morning at the same time. Yeah, please go ahead. Any questions?
Okay, sir. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. 10:15. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, so now let us start with this. Okay, guys, so let's start again, and just we'll begin the introduction part today. So guys, we're using it Azure Data Bricks. Okay, we're using the Azure Data Bricks. So basically, what is Azure Data Bricks? Guys, the Azure Data Bricks is nothing but it is a cloud-based service. Cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. It is a cloud-based service, guys. It is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. So Azure Databricks is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft. It is a cloud-based service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. Now, guys, what do you mean by ETL? Guys, the ETL stands for, yes, the ETL stands for, already I told you yesterday, ETL stands for what? Extraction. Yes, extraction, transformation, extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas this process of extraction, transformation, and loading is a process of, yes, is a process of what? Data summarization. Is a process of what? Data summarization. It is a process of what, guys? Data summarization. So extraction, transformation, and loading, this is a process of what is that? Data summarization. It is a process of what? Data summarization, wherein for the process of ETL, that is called as extraction, transformation, and loading, guys, we require the following. What is that? We require the source first of all. Source means what? The source of data. Source, guys, source. And then we require, what is it? The another one as a target. We require the first thing as a source and the second thing as a target. So now guys, when it comes to the source, what do you mean by source? Okay, guys, what is the source of income? The place from where we get the money is called a source of income. In the same way, a place where that is nothing but the source from where you get the data is called as what? Source of data. Source is nothing but actually it is, guys. Source is nothing but what? Actually it is. Yes, guys. Source is nothing but actually it is. Okay. Actually, it is the source of data. That is a place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. Okay, guys. A place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. So I'm using source of data. Yes, guys, source of data. So now, guys, tell me now the source of data. So according to you, what are the sources which are available from where we get the data, guys? Tell me now, what might be the sources from where you get the data? Now, guys, for example, now you're typing or you're recording some information of your expense, house expense. So where do you write your house expense generally? Nowadays, we are using in digital format only. We are not taking a pen and paper and writing the things. Everything we are digitally writing it. Tell me now, house expenses, where do you write it? In which type of file do you write it? Tell me now, guys. This much is the earning for this month and this much is the expenditure you have incurred. You have to write all these things. So tell me now, how do you write it, guys? In which file you use it or where you write it in the computer? Can you tell me, guys? Somebody? Guys, am I audible? Yeah, am I audible, guys, everyone?
Yes, you're audible.
So you're understanding what I mean to tell you? Guys, you're understanding what I mean to tell you? My question is that, suppose you have to write your household expenses. Not let us go into the broad scale. We'll just go to at our place. You want to write a household expenses. Where do you write this information? That is income, expenditure, you have to write it. What type of thing you use it? Are you going to use in Excel file, guys, or not?
Yes.
So that is nothing but basically your house affairs or your that is nothing but house expenses and income you're going to write in an Excel sheet. But ultimately that is what? That is but nothing but the data. That is nothing but what is that? Data. So we can say what is that? Source of data is nothing but the place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. A place from where we get the data is called as what? Source of data. So we can get the data from what is that? Following files we can get the data. Okay, files. What type of files, guys? Okay, but ultimately the files will also receive the data from what? Ultimately business. See, we all are working for the business or not? Even though you are working as a data engineer, that means you are working for a business or not? Tell me now, guys. Yes, everyone? You're working for the business. Am I right, everyone? Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'll back. Okay, sorry. So guys, we all get the data. We all work for the business only. Though we are working here, suppose you're working as a data engineer in an IT sector, that means are you working it for a business or not? In fact, that means you will get the data from the business. From the business entities only we get the data. Am I right, guys? from the business entities only we get the data. Whereas this data is recorded in the form of what is that? Files. In the form of what is that? Files. So what are the type of files you have it? Guys, what are the type of files you have it? The files are the following. So we can have what is that? Yes, guys. We can have what are Excel files. Excel files. Yes, Excel files. And we can have what is it? CSV files, which stands for what? Comma separated value files. Okay. Comma separated value files. And Excel files, comma separated value files. And you have what is that? JSON files. JSON stands for what? JavaScript object notation files. Okay. And then afterwards, what is it? You have it? Excel file, CSV file, comma separated value files, JSON files, and you have the Parquet files. Parquet files. You have the Parquet files. Okay, guys. You have the Parquet files, and then you can have what? Avro files. And then we can also have what's that? ORC files. Various type of files. That means we get the data ultimately from the business, and this business will be recorded in the form of what? Files. Excel files, comma separated value files, JSON files, Parquet file, Avro files, ORC files. Anyways, you don't worry about the files. Once we get into the subject, I will explain you about each and every file. You don't worry now. Okay. So this is nothing but the data we get it. From where? From these files, what we do from these files, guys. From these files, we get the data. From these files, guys. From these files, okay. From these files, we get the data. So ultimately, what we do, we pull in the data. We pull in the data by using the process called what? Extraction. We pull in the data by the process called what? Extraction. So extraction is done. And now, guys, this extraction is done by what? By using the ADB. That is called as what? Azure Databricks. By using the Azure Databricks. By using the Azure Databricks, guys, by using the Azure Databricks, we perform the process of extraction. That means extraction of data. Extraction, the full name is what? Extraction of data only, guys. Extraction of data. Extraction. Then extraction is done. Then next, what is the process you have it? Tell me now, guys. The next process, the next level of processing is what is that? Transformation. So transformation is nothing but the ultimate requirement. Based on the requirement of the customer, you're going to change the format of the data. You're going to change the structure of the data. You're going to design a new structure of the data. Am I right? This is called as what? Transformation. And once the transformation is done on this data, ultimately the process of loading will be taken place. And loading means what? The final data, whatever you have it, will be transferred to the destination. That is called as what? Target. That is called as what? Target. Or we can say destination. We can say target, or we can say destination. We can say target, or we can say what is that? Destination. The data will be transferred to the destination. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes, guys, everyone is following or not? I want a reply, guys. If you don't talk, yeah, if you don't talk, I cannot understand what is your thing. Okay, so I want everyone to respond it, guys, so that I'll come to know whether you people are following or not. Okay, anyways, so this is the first. Now, apart from, guys, apart from getting the data from the files, we can also get the data from the business. We can also get the data from the business in the form of what? Database. And database can be what again? The database can be what? It can be Oracle database. It can be the SQL Server database. Okay, it can be any type of database you have. Whereas this kind of database, can you see here? This kind of database, when you receive the data, we can say that we have received the data from OLTP system. We have received the data from what is that? OLTP system. What do you mean OLTP? OLTP stands for online transaction process. online transaction process. That is called as what? OLTP system. Okay, OLTP system. You will receive the data. Getting my point? You will receive the data from what? OLTP system. So now, guys, ultimately from this database, what we do, we pull in again the same process. We pull in the data by using the process of what, guys? Same process we perform it. Extraction will be done. That means using the ADB, we extract the data. We extract the data, and once the data is extracted, then what we do, guys? We perform the transformation on the data. We perform what is that? Transformation. Transformation is the actual process of data summarization or loading the data as per the requirement of the client. So now, guys, loading will be done. And finally, once the loading is done, guys, once the loading is done, the loading will be done. Okay, the loading will be done into the destination. That means this is the destination. This will be your destination. Getting my point? Now, guys, destination. Destination. I'm linking up just to show you, guys, these all will reach the destination like this. Finally, the data reaches the destination. Target is nothing but, guys, it is called as what? Destination. Destination. Okay, now next one. Apart from this, guys, apart from getting the data from the businesses from the data into the databases or into the files, we can also get the data. Everyone, we can also get the data, guys. We can also get the data from another way. It's called as what? From the business only. Because we all working for business, we get the data, business data only. So we get the data in the form of what? Live streaming data. Live streaming data. Such as, guys, live streaming data means what? Guys, stock market data. Live streaming data. Suppose that is India versus Pakistan match is going on. You will get the live streaming. Am I right or not? Yes, guys. That is all called as what? Live streaming data. Even the live streaming data we pull in here as it is. The live streaming data also we pull in here in as it is. And this process is called as what? The process of, again, extraction. We perform the extraction on this data. So can you see here? We perform the extraction on this data. And once the extraction is done, then what happens? Again, the process of transformation will become. So what is the process of transformation? Transformation is the actual process of, yes, guys, transformation is the actual process of what? Data summarization. Transformation is the actual process of what? Data summarization. And once the data summarization is done, guys, finally what we do? We load the data into the target. We load the data into the target, guys. Okay. So now this all data, whatever you have it, that is source data, destination data, or whatever the data you have it, finally will be recorded into the target. That is called as sync system. In Azure, it is also called as what? The destination is also called as what? Sync system. Sync. This is also called as what? Sync system, guys. Okay. It is also called as what? Sync system. Sync system. Okay. So now can you see here? This is how we get the data here. Ultimately, we get the data from what? Various sources. Ultimately, we get the data from what? Various sources. And from these various sources, what we do? We extract the data, we transform the data, and we load the data into the target. Everyone. Okay. So this, all this can see extraction, transformation, and loading will be done by using the service. Guys, this is a service. ADB is one service. ADB is one service, guys. Likewise, you can also have, what is it? ADF is the another service. Likewise, you can have Synapse as the another service. These are the various services. We can do it. Okay. Whereas, can you see here, guys? This is how exactly things works off. Okay. Here, everyone is following or not, guys? Yeah, I want a reply from all of you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Now, next after this, now guys, next one, let us see exactly what exactly the big data is. Big data. So now, guys, what is the big data? Big data is nothing but whatever the data you're getting, this data, this is called as big data only. The data from the business, whatever you're getting, that is called as big data. So just understand, big data means not a very great concept, something where you need to get confused. It's not like that. Big data, just split it, guys. Split it. Big means what? Huge, na? Huge or massive, you can say. Data means what? Information. So we can say that huge information. You can say what is that? Huge information, massive information, huge information, or massive information. Huge information or massive information is called as what? Big data. Big data. Okay, where you have a massive amount of information is called as what? Big data. Ultimately, we get the big data from what is it? All these businesses only. But what is that business? What are the sources you can see? Let us see for that. Actually, types of source of big data. Now, guys, types of sources of big data, types of sources of, okay, types of sources of big data. Okay, sources of big data. The first one from where you can get the big data, that is called as what? Social networking sites. Social networking sites. So what is the social networking sites, guys? Social networking sites are nothing but you have the WhatsApp, you have the Facebook, you have the Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook. Okay, guys, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Then you also have what's that? LinkedIn. Then afterwards, you also have what's that? Instagram. All this Insta and all these are what? These are all called as what? Social networking sites. These are called as what? Social networking sites. So the social networking sites are basically referred as the major source of getting the big data. Major source of getting the big data. Getting my point? Next one after this, guys, you have the second source. So what is the second source? We can say second source as the banking application. So across the globe, the banking application is the major source, considered as the major source, guys. Banking applications are considered as the major source of getting the big data. The banking applications are considered as the major source of getting the big data. Major source of getting what's that? Big data. Major source of getting the big data. Suppose you go to a bank and get an entry done. So in your passbook, you have made some entries. That is some cash withdrawal entry and some deposit entry and some online transfer entry, some purchase entries, some entries you have made it. Okay, that means some transactions you have done it. So, but can you see here in this passbook, as you have made only 3 transactions, but it will give you some 7 to 8 lines code. Am I right? 7 to 8 lines it will print. Balance, it will print deduction after the debit balance. So that means type of data. That means banking data is considered as a massive or huge amount of data across the globe. Getting my point? So we can get the data, the big data. We can also get it from what? Banking applications. That means this we have discussed as a business now. Business means what? It can be social networking site, which is a one type of business. Banking application is the another type of business from where we get the data. Okay, then we can also get the data from what is that? Machine generated data. Machine generated data. So what do you mean machine generated data, guys? The data which is generated by a machine. Suppose you have a CT scan machine. Suppose you have a CT scan machine. Okay, so it scans of the human body. Whereas the CT scan machine or MRI machine. Okay, MRI scan or CT scan machine, whatever the machines you have it. Okay, and then we have what's it, MRI, okay, scan, or else we can also have what is that, CT scan, MRI scan, and even the ECG machines. Okay, these are all the machines which generate some data. Am I right, guys? These are the machines which generate some data. Am I right, everyone? These are the machines which generates some data. Whereas even these machines, can you see here, generate some data. So this kind of data is also considered as the big data. That means a massive amount. The CT scan machine generates a very massive amount of data. So that is nothing but called as what? Machine generated data. Any that is machine which generates the data is called as what? Machine generated data. That's it. Okay. Then afterwards, guys, just a minute, 1 minute. Okay, guys, sorry. So now, guys, okay. So now, guys, after this, okay. So now, can you see here? This is nothing but the can you see here, some that is machine generated data. After that, the fourth one, what we can consider here is, okay, that is called as what? IoT sensors, Internet of Things. Okay, IoT sensors. We get the data from what? Sensors. We get the data from what? Sensors. These sensors basically measures what is that? Pressure. Okay, and then it measures the, okay, that is even the, okay, gas pressure. Okay, and then it measures even the temperature. Okay, and even the, okay, wind. All these are the sensors which basically measures. But these sensors, how it generates, these all will be connected to computers, to required computers. So this computer generates the data here. The data will be recorded here, and this data will be further processed or transferred to us like this. From in the files we received, we extract it, we transform it, and we load it. Ultimately it will go like this. Okay, so now, guys, so basically IoT sensors, I can give you one example, guys. Whenever you travel and okay, like on the highways, once you will enter a, basically a type of a, a town or a village, at the starting of this town or a village, you will find some, a very big table fans, which is rotating very slowly. Am I right? Which rotates very slowly. What it does exactly? That measures the wind. And those fans are nothing but machines, at sensors only. And those are connected to the computers. And whatever the thing is recorded, the data will be transferred to the computer. And from the computer, again, the data will be that is kept into the files. And again, it is transformed further for this analysis. So basically, this is how exactly the process moves on here. Okay. So guys, okay, all of you following or not, please let me know, guys.
Yeah, we can able to follow.
Now, next, after this, again, you have what is that? Guys, the fifth one is human generated data. Human generated data, it's not basically you will have that massive, but still it can be considered as a big data only. Human generated data means the data which is generated by you and me. Okay, the normal routine data, that is basically a kind of a human generated data. So this is also considered as the part of big data. But guys, this big data is basically has some categories. That means we can say types of big data. We can have various types of big data. So now I will say types of data. Now guys, what are the types of big data? Generally guys, you will have the following types of big data. The first type of big data which you can consider, okay, which you can consider, that is first type of big data which you can consider. Okay, the first type of big data which you can consider, is called as what? Structured data. Structured data means what? I'll type it. Guys, I'm writing it. Name, ID number, and salary. Can you see this is the thing we have it. Name is, let us say, Alan. And now guys, I'm using the ID number as something like this. And salary, I'm making a 10,000. And Bobby, 20,000. Car, 30,000. These are the basically, can you see here, guys? This is the data where, can you see this data is in which format? It is in the proper format of rows and columns or not? These are the rows and these are the columns. Am I right, guys, everyone? Yeah. These are the rows and these are the columns. This kind of data is proper data. Hence, it is called as what? Structured data. This kind of data is called as what, guys? Structured data. The data which is placed into the proper form of rows and columns. The data which is placed in the proper form of rows and columns is called as what? Structured data. Am I right, everyone? Yes, am I audible, guys? Yeah, what happened? Am I audible to everyone or not?
Yes.
So now, guys, this is nothing called as what? Structured data. Next one is, what is it? You have it. The second one is semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means what? This data is purely not structured as well as not unstructured. It is semi-structured. You will have some semi-structured, such as you have the data into what's that? JSON files. For example, I'll give you the JSON file, how the JSON file looks like and how the data will move. The data in the JSON file will be given in the curly braces. Now, if at all I'm writing the first, I'm defining this data into JSON format, how the data will be. Let us see it here. Name under the quotes, double quotes, and use the colon, Alan. Now, guys, use a comma. After this, use it again. ID. ID. Then use it as it's a numeric data. Now you can place it normally. Again, we have what is that, guys? Under this, again, you have what is that? Car. That is salary. This is also numeric data, so hence you can leave it as it is. Do not place under this. And finally, after this is done, the data is closed, the braces. Can you see this kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data. It is called as what, guys? Yeah, it is called as what, guys? Semi-structured data. This kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data. And now finally, the third one is called as what? Unstructured data. Unstructured data is nothing but guys, this unstructured data is nothing but basically there will be no particular structure, such as the photos in your mobile phone, the videos, the chat history, and the voice notes. All these comes under the unstructured data only. There is no proper structure for it. Okay, there will be no proper structure, guys. There will be no proper structure. There will be no proper structure. Okay, there will be no proper structure. All the that is nothing but data is called as what? Unstructured. 80% of the globe, 80% of the data from the globe, we'll get it in what? Unstructured format only. 80% of the data across the globe, we'll get it in what? Unstructured format only. So guys, these are the types of big data we can have: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. And this structured, semi-structured, and unstructured can be placed onto what is that? Into this type of files, or into this databases, or we can extract it from the live streaming, further the as it is process. So this is how the entire structure works. So is everyone clear with this, guys, or you have any doubt? You can ask me now. Yes, guys, tell me. Guys, tell me now.
No, Samir, no doubts as of now.
Okay. So this is how the things works off. Okay, guys. That's it. So for the day, guys, that's it for the day. And
So with Azure Databricks, what kind of data we usually handles, like structured or non-structured?
unstructured only.
Unstructured only. Okay.
Unstructured, semi-structured, and structure. 3 of them will handle it basically. Not mostly you will have semi-structured data.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it, guys. So this is the thing we have it. Please go ahead now.
So to learn Databricks, do we need any predefined technical background? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking, what are the prerequisites to learn this Azure Databricks?
See, basically, yeah, prerequisites is that if you know the Python, or if you know the R, or if you know the SQL, that is very well. You can just understand the code, what you can do. If not, also I will explain you, and you have to put your efforts much on that, because this is basically a purely type of a technical job where you have it, what we are doing in Databricks. If you don't want the amount of coding, you don't need actually the coding, simply you can go with the ADF rather than going with the ADB.
Okay, so I'm basically ETL background. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest? Should I go for ADF or ADB? I'm not really sure, and I would like to.
You're basically you're from technical background or non-technical, or
I am basically an ETL developer, Informatica developer.
Then you can go with the ADB. Why not? Definitely ADB will work for you.
Okay. And to be Azure data engineer, what are the services we need to know? Like
to be an Azure data engineer, if you know ADF, then also you'll call as a Azure data engineer. If you know ADB, then also it is called as you are called as a Azure data engineer. If you know the Synapse, then also you will call as a Azure data engineer only.
Okay, so either one or should be fine, that means, right?
Yeah,
no,
that's
not. The reason I'm asking, I heard ADF also like something like it's an ETL tool only, and here you have mentioned ADB also ETL tool only, right?
See, if you have what is the companies are doing till the job of data ingestion in a project. I'm telling you the live session, live scenario what is going on right now. in most of the projects up to the data ingestion. Up to the data ingestion. Ingestion means what? Extraction. Extraction. Up to this data extraction, they're using the ADF. Further, for transformation and loading, they're using the ADB. Some projects.
Okay.
Because you have more good facilitation, or we can say good facilities, or very flexible to perform the process of data ingestion using this that is ADF, because ADF does not uses any code. It is basically a menu driven this thing. But here you will have to write the code for everything: extraction again, transformation, and again loading again. Basically, using this ADB, you can design. It is mainly focused on the visualization, data visualization. That means visualization in the sense performing the analysis on the data, etc.
Okay. So my understanding is like ADF might be something like a tool based, like ETL.
You can go with
And
this ADF or ADB, anything, because already you have a technical background. You do not worry about it.
Okay. And both are not. If I would like to join any training, both are not.
Both means it will be very good. No issues.
Okay. I'm trying to join any one of these. So what is this? Should I start with ADF or ADB? Like being an ETL.
That you have to decide it. I can't tell, because you basically, I'm telling you now, if you are mainly, you think that you can manage the amount of coding, then you can go with the ADB. If you don't want the coding, because ADB is required anyways in the process. One time in one situation, you can do the job without ADF also, but ADB is very mandatory to have it mostly. So just how it's better to have ADB knowledge. You can just decide it. That's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Any other questions?
Sir, may I know what is Synapse used for?
Synapse is totally a visualization process. It is basically called as a data warehouse of Azure. Synapse. Okay. So data visualization, analysis. I told you now, analysis, data visualization, all analysis from this part. Once the data is loaded into that sync system, from here the data is picked up. And now we use a technique called OLAP, online analytical process. And using this artificial intelligence or machine learnings, all this we applied further on this data. Whereas can you see here the machine learning, artificial intelligence, or machine learning or artificial intelligence, all this is the part of what is that we have it. The Synapse performs this job, this type of job, more focusing on the visualization of the data.
So, sir, like I just wanted to know, ADF and ADB are enough to crack a job in the current market scenario?
More than enough, more than enough. Synapse, see, in this particular course, we are covering Synapse. We are covering integration with even the Snowflake. I'm covering integration with even the Amazon Web Services.
So before starting the session, so let me decide what is the plan for today. So today, our focus is only what is DevOps. That is only one thing we are going to be discussed for today only. So before starting, so audio is clear for all online students. Audio, video, everything is clear. So can you confirm in the chat box, please, all of you? Audio, video, everything is clear. So please, can anybody reply in the chat box? Just say hi, something. Thank you. Thanks for replying, all of you. Thanks for replying, all of you. Fine. So today our focus is only for what? DevOps. What is DevOps? We are going to be discussed for today. In tomorrow, we are going to be discussing about what is AWS. What is AWS? And